BUCS is back, and it's bigger than ever.
We've got a man in the corner, and it's caught!
Can he hold them off? The roof will be raised in Breaststroke.
Like an enemy in the night, mission impossible for two.
Both teams hungry, desperate to win that title.
Very good morning, welcome to Ponds Forge. This is day 2 of the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships 2024. And we're delighted to have you alongside us. You join us on the south side of Ponds Forge. And this is where the open classification will be competing over the course of today. And you join us for the opening heat of the men's 400 metre individual medley. All lanes bar 1 occupied for this one. No lane 4 here, but as for the remainder of the pool, going from top to bottom, lane 1 from Warwick is Ashley Coles. In 2 from Surrey, Daniel Stevens. In lane 3 from Sheffield is Solomon Kendrick, with Alexander Williams leading the way after the first 50 metres. Also Sheffield in lane 5. In 6 from Kings is Jad Idris. Aaron Wharton of Northumbria is in 7. And in lane 8 from Sheffield Hallam is Ethan Carr. Well, if you're with us on day 1 on Friday here in Sheffield, you'll have witnessed some super swimming over the live stream, and it's only due to get better in day 2. Over the course of the weekend, seeing some of the best university swimmers that the UK has to offer, part of this BUCS swimming series. And the stakes will be very high indeed over the course of these short course swimming championships this weekend. So plenty of action to come and to look forward to, and we hope that you're with us through the duration of it. Do make sure that you get in touch with us on the live stream as well in the comments section. Myself, Jonathan Bell, and Ewan Dunlop, who is talking through the action in the North Pool on the alternative stream. We'll make sure to read your comments and well wishes this weekend. Let us know who you're watching, where you're watching from, and what you're most looking forward to. Well, it was a good start made by Alexander Williams in lane 5, and that's only continued over the course of the backstroke. And at the halfway point, making his way onto the breast. Coming into this event with an entry time of 4:40.49. This is an event that will only be swum once by each of these athletes, with the 4th and final heat being swum at the start of the final session later today. And it will be a case of one swimmer and one swim only. Give it the best you've got, get the best time possible, and see how high up the standings you end up. It's a good battle on that far side, lanes 2 and 3. Daniel Stevens of Surrey, and the purple cap, just leading the red cap of Solomon Kendrick of Sheffield. Rest of the pool pretty well spread out, and each of these swimmers going about their own race. And Alexander Williams doing exactly that as he goes on to the final 100 now in the freestyle. Sheffield swimmer looking in fine nick this morning, and on paper is at least 5 seconds quicker than his nearest rivals, and he may even prolong that dominance by the end of this heat. Just over 6 seconds the lead on Surrey's Daniel Stevens. Alexander Williams making his final turn for home, and the legs giving it as good as they've got here. The end of an enduring 400 metres, but he's got to end it strong. Start to finish dominance from Alexander Williams of Sheffield. 4:38.63 the provisional time given. 6 seconds ahead of Daniel Stevens of Surrey, and Solomon Kendrick touching in third fastest, just 2.5 seconds behind. Jad Idris, Ethan Carr, Ashley Coles and Aaron Wharton completing the rest of the pool, as confirmation provided that Alexander Williams is the dominant force in Heat 1. 4:38.63, the early best time set in this event. As you can see, 2 pools in action over the course of this weekend here for the heats in the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships. The female event on the North Pool to the left of this one, and all the action on there available on the live stream as well. A fuller pool for Heat 2, with lane 0 in play on the far side. That's Fraser Tetlow of Aberdeen going there in the white cap. Sam Cook getting the early advantage, the Birmingham swimmer, in lane 4. Around him then, we'll look on the far side. Lane 1, next to Fraser Tetlow, is Exeter's Lawrence Elliott. Lane 2 from Oxford is Joshua Robinson. His teammate Max Anderson-Loke is next to him. As we mentioned, Sam Cook is in 4. He's extending his lead as well on the back end of the fly leg there. Teammate Dan Fielder next to him in lane 5, also from Birmingham. In 6 from Nottingham is Joseph Mulligan. Bangor's Ethan Wright in 7. In 8 from Surrey is Will Sellers. And in 9 from Sheffield was due to be Benjamin Cross, but not taking part in this morning's swim. Great to see plenty of you up early, rowing to go for the action here today at Ponds Forge. Wherever you're watching, whoever you're looking out for, do drop us a comment in the comments section below the stream. Always love to hear from viewers, supporters, family members, whoever it may be, tuning in into the action in Sheffield on this Saturday morning. Halfway point. And the dynamic of this heat really starting to take shape. Sam Cook is the man out in front. Bit of a slow start to this breaststroke leg for him though, and Will Sellers in lane 8 from Surrey might be encouraged by that. Certainly making up some distance. Seen lane 5 as well, Dan Fielder almost leading the rest of the pool, with Lawrence Elliott on the far side in lane 1 ticking along pretty decently as well. Two-second gap now, and it does seem to be here that the advanced movers are Will Sellers in lane 8 and Dan Fielder in lane 5, and Sam Cook is just holding on to whatever lead he can retain. Well, this could be an out-and-out finish to the death, and you do wonder how much Sam Cook knows about the challenge from the rest of the pool. As ever, when you're in the central lanes, you carry that weight of responsibility of leading everybody else and trying to set the fastest pace possible, and Sam Cook is reopening his gap now to over 3 seconds on Will Sellers, and Dan Fielder is struggling to keep close to his Birmingham teammate. Always the intriguing part of a medley, the ebb and flow, the strengths and weaknesses over the course of the 4 strokes, but it's quite clear that Sam Cook is the best all-rounder in Heat 2, and the time of 4:27.9 will be the time for the remaining 2 heats to try and beat. Will Sellers in second, Dan Fielder in third. There was never really much change in the positionings over the course of that IM. But ultimately, it's all about those times, and Sam Cook kept his foot to the floor and will boast the best of that second heat. Well, for the first time this morning in Sheffield, we'll have a complete pool of 10 swimmers in front of what's a decent turnout in the spectator gallery, just on that far side. Plenty of club colours and team flags as well, draped over the seating and the hoardings on the far side. Universities from across the UK coming to the Steel City to give the best of what they've got and to have a pretty good time as well. It's what it's all about. Plenty of fun that you see over the course of the BUCS swimming series. This just one of the 3 events that make up that series. The short course swimming champs, the long course and the team champs also highlight days on the BUCS calendar. Well, a pretty lopsided pool here, which makes for an intriguing second half to the race when we get there. Far side in lane 0, probably going at the pace you'd expect him to, is James Froggatt of Birmingham City. Then you've got in lane 1 Philly Davis of Stirling. He's leading the way right now. Swansea's Patrick Braddock is in 2. just behind him, you can see there. Then just trying to get shoulder to shoulder with him in lane 3 is Bath's Sam Williamson. Lane 4 from Sterling is Cameron Rapson. Then in lane 5 from Bath is Hubert Gnadiek. 6 from Birmingham, Oscar Dodds. Ridian Arch of Cardiff in 7. In 8, South Wales rival from Swansea is Antonis Patsaladillas. And in 9 from Bath is Thomas Defanes. Right then, how's this one going to take shape? Breaststroke leg is always the curveball that seems to shake up the playing field. And it is mighty tight between Finlay Davies and Oscar Dodds there. Intriguing complexion to this heat, and of course it's the only swim that these athletes have at this event, so they have to give it the best that they've got, no matter what the rest of the schedule looks like today. Because ultimately, if they're to have a chance of not just setting the PB, but also getting as high up the standing as possible, this is the time to do it. And the lead has flipped, just in favour of Oscar Dodds in lane 6. The man with the red cap. It's really evening itself out onto this final leg now, because Finlay Davies, who's been at the front throughout, is now slipping into second. He's kicking furiously on that far side, but just venturing up alongside in lane 3 is Sam Williamson of Bath, who is pretty intent on joining this conversation for fastest time in Heat 3. Oscar Dodds still out in front by just over a second. It's a lead that only seems to be extending, but it's very much even Stevens between Finlay Davies and Sam Williamson meanwhile, and it could be a nail-biting finish for who gets second fastest, because both of them now look as though they're going to be in the wake of Oscar Dodds, who touches in at 4:23.54. That will be the time to be going into the fastest final later on today. So Oscar Dodds of Birmingham sets his stall out with Sam Williamson in second, Finlay Davies in third. All three of those times better than we've seen so far in this event to date. And it will make an intriguing final heat later on.
Next up in the South Court, it's the Open Male 100 metre freestyle, Heat 1.
Well, a really good start to the day with that 400 IM. And now some really exciting swimming coming up. Halfway through this first heat of the men's 100 free. From 0 to 9, we have Colgan of Ulster, Dawson of Stirling, Knight of Cardiff Met, Britton of Imperial, Mascarenhas of Bath, Maskell of York, Adams from Swansea, Bondiev representing Warwick, Adams from Buckinghamshire, and Molam from Stirling. And it looks like Leon Molam is going to be the man to take Heat 1. Look at that, 49.7. The only one sub 50 in that first heat. He could be pretty pleased with that, particularly considering he was best part of a second slower than the fastest qualifier for this heat. Four heats in all for this event, which is set to absolutely fly by, so strap yourselves in. Great event for these swimmers to be part of course, on the university cycle. For many of them, it could be their first, it could be their third. Some of them may even been around a bit longer than that. But it's always an event worth coming back to. And you clearly understand why, watching along over the course of this weekend. As Heat 2 gets underway with Josh Williams of Swansea at the top there in 0. Then it goes Oliver Morgan of Birmingham, Arvin Singh Chatal of Stirling, Caleb Fox-Jones of Bath, Jordan Cooley of Leeds Beckett, Maddox Roberts from Loughborough. Representing Strathclyde is Rory McKinnon, George Snow of Bath in 7, with Stirling's Aaron Olkers in 8, and Ethan Lim is on the near side from Kings. 3 close towards the top, pretty close to call, but it looks like Jordan Cooley has just edged out Oliver Morgan and Maddox Roberts, who will settle for second and third fastest respectively. There'll be plenty of athletes who will be swimming more than once today in Sheffield, but if yours has already swum, or your loved one or teammate is about to swim later on, let us know who they are, what your good luck message may well be for them, where you're watching from, and what you're looking forward to over the course of this Saturday. Well, these heats will just get faster and faster, with Swansea's Frankie Docking-Smith in 0, Birmingham's Ping Chi Lau in 1, from Swansea in 2, Sebastian Rawes in 3, Henry Baker from Stirling, 4 from Loughborough, Alex Cahoon, who's just turned second there behind Matthew Rooney on the near side. Between them, in 5, 6, 7 and 8, Cam Brooker, Tom Exhall, Rob Derbyshire, Matthew Baker. Look at that for a turn in lane 5 there from Cam Brooker of Bath, who does hold a BUCS short course record in the 200 backstroke. He won't be the fastest over the course of this 100 free, but it was a mighty second half to that swim. Alex Cahoon takes it though. Middle two, both sub 50, and rightfully giving each other a shake of the hand. Not bad from Matthew Rooney on the near side in lane 9. It's been a decent start to the morning for those on the outside lanes. Just shows you that whatever your entry time is, it matters little once you get in the pool and the competition really starts. Final heat underway. Ten swimmers from 0 to 9. Jack Skerry of Bath, Liam Dawson of Sheffield Hallam, Thomas Leggett of Stirling, Bruno Kempster of Edinburgh, Calvin Fry from Loughborough, Edward Mildred from Manchester Met, Tom Carswell and Finley Clubb from Edinburgh, Ariane Din from Bath, and Cody Dunnion from Queen. Spearheading the charge down the centre in 4 and 5, almost simultaneously, Calvin Fry of Loughborough and Edward Mildred of Manchester Met. too close to call before the turn, but it's been a really good 25 metres there from Edward Mildred. And 48.66, comfortably the best in the heat and in the event, with Calvin Fry not far behind him, but Edward Mildred taking the final heat. Well, I'll be tactical here for when you put on the kettle for your morning brew, because by the time you've finished, you may well have missed this next event. 4 heats to come in the men's 50 fly. That's the lineup for Heat 1. These swimmers entering with times hovering either side of the 25-second mark. How quick are they going to be this morning? Really good start on the near side from lanes 8 and 9, Harry Morgan Hughes and Ben Newcombe, but it could be the red cap of Adrian Ting in lane 4 that takes it. It will be as well. 24.82, 7/100ths of a second better than his entry time. Pretty good swimming from him. You see the queue of swimmers on the right there, jauntily waiting to take their position on the starting blocks. Always the hustle and bustle nature of these speedy events, where blink and all of a sudden it's time for your heat. Great start and a great turn off the wall in lane 6 there. That's Matthew Ward of Bath, one of 2 swimmers from Bath in the pool, and he will be the quickest of them all. 23.77, really good improvement on his entry time. Kieran Lennox having a decent swim as well from Aberdeen in that one. Great atmosphere in Ponds Forge, even for a Saturday morning. The spectators keeping an eye on what's going on, not just here in the South Pool, which our eyes are fixed to, but also in the North Pool as well, where the female category swimmers are undergoing their assignment for the morning. Well, this could be the tightest one yet. Lane 4 and Lewis Fraser just sticking his head above the parapet. 23.36. Shaquille Giordani really putting in a good account of himself there. Jason Mamatoglu as well. Certainly no one lagging behind in these heats so far, but it all boils down to the final heat for a place in the final session later today. I'll mark your card shortly as to exactly what's to come, not just for the rest of the morning, for the rest of the day as well. 3 sessions in all on this Super Saturday in Sheffield. Robertson on the far side of Edinburgh doing pretty decently there on the turn, but Josh Gammon of Bath in lane 4 looks to be the man to beat. Head down to the wall. 23.33. ahead of Brogan Hyde. And 24.55 was the time that Tom Robertson ended up getting on the far side. Zach Speakman doing pretty decently, although he could have gone quicker. He has gone quicker before, but he'll be happy about getting that first swim of the day out of the way. So just to mark your card then, we've got the men's 100 breast coming up next. It's followed by the 200-metre backstroke heats, of which there'll be 4 in total. And then we'll end this morning's session almost as quickly as it began with the 200 freestyle relay. Then at 12:10, we're back for the midday session, where we'll have a lot of 100 free. Loads of 100 free, 23 heats in that. Just scanning the start list for that one, and it will be a really varied event, with the men's 50 fly following after that. Then we've got the 100 breast again, the 200 back, and the 200 free to conclude the morning, or the afternoon session that would be. Final session 4:30, when we really see who can rise above everyone else and take the competition. We'll also have some of our para swimmers taking part in the afternoon as well after 12:10, so look forward to welcoming them for day 2 here in Sheffield. As we look to the pool here, and it's going to be a close finish, that, isn't it? 5 and 7 there. Nathan Walford and Isaac and G. Barnaby, Howarth, Osborne also in the conversation at the front. Looks to me like Nathan Walford of Swansea's the one that's pipped it though. 1:03.25 is his confirmed time. Isaac and G of Leeds just a smidgen behind by 1/10 of a second. And then here we go with the next heat. Straight out of the blocks then, from 0 to 9. Tyler Toombs of Nottingham, Joshua Press of Stirling, Jacob Arman of Swansea, Harvey Freeman of Loughborough, Usain Cook of Edinburgh, Panagiotis Panaretos of Swansea is in 5, from Loughborough in 6, Alexander Casey, Benjamin McAvoy from Stirling in 7, and in 8 from Glasgow, Conor Massey, Dylan Gallagher of Swansea in lane 9. At the start of this one, jostling for advantage. You have to start with lane 1 really. Joshua Press from Stirling really trying to take command, and then there's that squeeze for influence in the centre that ultimately I think Panagiotis Panaretos has been able to gather. Alexander Casey in 2nd. That was pretty close, wasn't it? And they were really putting pressure on the 60-second mark, which Cook and Panaretos have managed before in entering this event. But for some in the pool, that may well have been a PB. Halfway through the event, and this one from 0 to 9. Matthew Garrity of Strathclyde, John Britton of Imperial, Alex Meyer of Stirling. There's the Loughborough duo of Alex Cahoon and Greg Butler. In 5 and 6, the Sterling double of Rory Dixon and Rafe Dobson. And they come in twos because from Bath in 7 and 8 we have William Godsall and Christian Ryan, with Sterling's Don Bissett separated from his teammate out in lane 9. Confident start in lane 4 from Greg Butler from Loughborough, 58.83 his entry time. And he's well on course to going underneath that based on the midway split. Rory Dixon in lane 5, cranking up the pressure. It's this half of the pool, isn't it, on the near side that is most likely to set the pace here alongside Greg Butler. The far side uniformed and consistent, but lagging behind, and Greg Butler will take advantage. 59.52, eased up on the second half of that swim. Was never really in doubt, with Rory Dixon just the wrong side of 60 seconds, but confident from him nonetheless. As we await to see what the final heat will bring us. And it's an exciting one with Archie Goodburn in the pool from Edinburgh. He's the British champion from last year in the 50-metre fly. At the 50 breast, should I say, going twice the distance here though. But Archie Goodburn, 2023 British champion over the 50 breast in lane 4. What can he do over the 100 metres? He's also a BUCS short course record holder in the 100 IM, blistering 54.55 in that event. A familiar name in Duncan Scott, boasting the 200 and 400 BUCS short course IM records. Archie Goodburn in control, comfortably taking the heat. 60.47. And still, it wasn't his best, but the rest of the pool kept at arm's length. Plenty of you tuning in on the live stream. Great to see. Welcome along to Ponds Forge International Sports Centre in the heart of the Steel City of Sheffield. It is day 2 of the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships, part of the BUCS Swimming Series. And in association with AHDB, you may have seen some of the advertising of the Milk Every Moment campaign, promoting the importance of milk, and certainly for the athletes, making them aware how it can be a great post-race drink due to it being a top-notch source of high-quality protein. Love a pint of milk when I can. It is certainly replenishing, refreshing, and well worth a glass of when these swimmers have completed a tough morning swim. Might need a pint of milk after the 200-metre backstroke that's about to come. One of the more testing events of the morning, you would say.
In the Southall Open Male 200 metre backstroke, heat 4.
And away we go. Lanes 0 to 8 occupied for this opening heat of the 200 metre backstroke. Rowan Sheriff of BUCS is in 0. Lane 1 from Glasgow, Ethan Stewart. And 2 from Stirling, Maxim Shemraila. It's Jack McGann, also of Stirling, in lane 3. Lane 4, we welcome Teesside to the pool, and Thomas McDermott representing them. Konstantinos Hadjikons of Nottingham in 5. Ewan Houston of Glasgow in 6. Greer van der Meulen of Stirling in 7. Lewis Dubbeldam of York in 8. He completes the pool. No lane 9 in this one. 4 heats again in this event. Well into the morning session now, and well, it's going to be over before you know it, because after these 4 heats we have the 4x50 freestyle relay, and then we'll take a short break before the lunchtime session at 12:10 this afternoon. Do join us wherever you are around the world and let us know who you're supporting, who you're looking forward to. So spread out, this pool. So spread out. Lane 5, Konstantinos Hadjikons of Nottingham will lead Ewan Houston into the wall, and it's almost like they come in pairs. Maxim Shamraila and Thomas McDermott in quick succession, just a half a second gap between them, coming in 3rd and 4th. The rest of the pool eventually following suit. Hadjikons with 2:05.77, not to be sniffed at. He'll be happy about that. Now then, heat 2. Welcome Max Litchfield into the fray. Loughborough swimmer, familiar with these parts, of course. Olympian in Rio 2016. Also English Commonwealth Games representative in 2014. But a man from not far away from this parish in South Yorkshire. Max Litchfield representing Loughborough these days in lane 4. Ben Twynham of Surrey is in lane 0. Lane 1 from Birmingham, Oscar Dodds. Charlie Broom of Leeds Beckett in 2. Sterling's Davis Anis is in 3. We mentioned Max Litchfield, the oldest in the pool, the oldest in the event, and certainly plenty of international experience down the centre, leading the way at the halfway point. Zach Speakman of Stirling is in 5. Andrew Brodie of Edinburgh in 6. Nikita Charikin of Surrey in 7. Edinburgh's Robert Burgess in 8. And in 9, Finlay Davies of Stirling. Max Litchfield well out in front, but he has backup. The quartet of Charlie Broom in 2, David Anis in 3, Zach Speakman in 5 and Andrew Brodie in 6. They are prowling and they are jostling together for as quick a time as possible in this second heat of the men's 200 backstroke. Relaxed finish from Litchfield, 1:56.94. Comfortably takes him almost 3 seconds out up front, with Zach Speakman and Charlie Broom the fastest trio. David Anis just the other side of the 2-minute mark as he leads in Andrew Brodie and the rest of heat 2. See the work of the officials on each of the lanes, getting the backstroke ledgers into the pool. And as ever, we thank all of the officials and volunteers, those who make these events possible all year round in the BUCS swimming series and beyond. Plenty of these swimmers donning the New Balance range, one of the, or the BUCS kit provider. And New Balance actually give BUCS athletes the chance to access a range of bespoke and personalised kit for the short course swimming this year. BUCS-shop.com is where you can order your short course swimming 2024 kit. That's BUCS, BUCS-shop.com. Always nice to get that bespoke kit, make it feel yours and feel proud to wear the New Balance outfit when you're in training or competing at these big events. Midway through the third heat in this event, and this could be a close one actually. Evan Jones making that first turn there in lane 7. Not quite convinced how good a turn that was at that point, and it is inviting that menacing trio down the centre in here for an opportunity of their own. Just looking at Henrik van der Leest in 3, Matthew Ward in 4, Jack Skerry in 5. They're all Bath University teammates. And it's Matthew Ward who's just getting his nose in front, isn't he, there? 50 metres to go. Evan Jones still keeping close to the arguments at the front, and also trying to involve himself in it is Dominic Morgan of Swansea in lane 6. Big gap, though, isn't there, between those 5 and everybody else. Probably exacerbated by the fact that we don't have a lane 2 or a lane 9 in this event. So it really does give the sense of some division out there. Matthew Ward is able to separate himself from everybody else. Skerry second, Van der Leest in third. Last heat from an individual point of view in the morning session is coming up next. It involves 3 swimmers from Bath, 2 from Swansea, representation from Scotland, Edinburgh and Aberdeen, and Loughborough, Birmingham and Sheffield Hallam all in the fray in what should be the fastest heat yet, which has Cam Brooker taking the pool, who is a BUCS short course record holder in the 200 back of 152.8. Can he get close to another BUCS short course record here? Lane 4, Cam Brooker. So Brooker will be the one to watch in lane 4, but elsewhere Antonio Nicolau is of Swansea, and he's in lane 0 on the far side. Then from top to bottom in lane 1, Callum Peebles of Edinburgh, Jamie Ferguson of Aberdeen, Charlie Hutchison of Loughborough, Brooker, as we mentioned, in lane 4 representing Bath. In 5 from Birmingham is Oliver Morgan. 6 from Bath is Hubert Janiek. 7 from Bath is Archie Evans. 8 from Swansea is Gideon Halinsky. And in 9 from Sheffield Hallam, Oliver Burns. Cam Brooker then, what sort of time will we be looking at as he comes to the halfway point? 56.94 is the split. Charlie Hutchison using it as a pretty good barometer as well. On paper, there's a good 5 seconds between those two, but very little separating them here this morning. You would expect the priority just to be getting a time sufficient enough to get yourself in the final, guarantee your spot later in the afternoon session. Just get yourself warmed up for the rest of the day. Nothing too complacent, but certainly nothing hasty. And Cam Brooker's approach is along those lines. You can see the kicking coming more from Charlie Hutchinson in lane 3. He's giving it a bit more gusto, and maybe he sniffs an opportunity here to make a bit of a statement. Those two far and away, the outright leaders in this heat. So no challenge on the BUCS short course record that Cam Brooker already boasts, but 157.47 is enough to take the heat. Charlie Hutchinson, good swim behind, and Cam Brooker respects that as well. Oliver Morgan in 3rd, just over the 2-minute mark at the end of that men's 200-metre backstroke session. And it's about to get busy, because here come the relays. Four heats to come. Plenty of teams in action, and plenty of teams with a few squads to pick from. The likes of Sheffield Hallam with 3 teams taking part in this event, Stirling by the same number as well. We'll also see a couple of Aberdeen teams and teams from Birmingham. Leeds Beckett also have a couple in the firing line, as do Leeds and Warwick and Kings, Durham as well. Let the fun begin. And away they go. Look at the arms swinging around like propellers there. Fiery start to this 4x50 freestyle relay. The splash and dash They get up and get on, and it is going to be fast and furious with Durham's second team in lane 0, Southampton 1 in lane 1, Leeds 2 in lane 2, Liverpool John Moores 1 in lane 3, Northumbria 1 in lane 4, Sheffield Hallam 3 in lane 5, Cardiff team number 1 is in lane 6, Kings have their second team in lane 7, Warwick's second team are in lane 8, and Imperial's first team are in lane 9. So a mixed match of swimmers, a whole variety of teams, but the same level of determination and ferocity out in the pool. Some cracking swimming out there. Look at the spray of water coming from the Cardiff and Sheffield Hallam swimmers in lane 5s and 6 as they come to the wall and make the change for the final time with literally a breath between them. It is so close, and in lane 1, Southampton 1, getting right in amongst the thick of the conversation. It's going to go right to the wall, this. Oh, Cardiff get it, 1:36.68. What a tremendous battle. Sheffield Hallam's third team are second. Southampton 1 out on the far side as well. They were really leading the charge for the rest of the pool there. Warwick too weren't far away ultimately. Well, that's set the bar at a decent level in terms of competition. Bring on the second heat. It's the kind of race where you want to go off and have a glass of milk afterwards. You know, there's 8 essential nutrients in milk: calcium, protein. 1 glass alone, it's everything you need to build and repair your muscles. And if you don't want to do that, well, make sure you let your loved one know who's taking part over the course of the weekend. And if you're wondering why I'm talking about milk, it is part of the BUCS partnership with AHDB, the Milk Every Moment campaign, and we'll certainly be doing that over the course of the weekend on this live stream, where you can get in touch with your comments. They don't have to be about milk, but feel free to do so. Talk about swimming as well. What are you looking forward to over the course of the day? Plenty of athletes to come. I'm sure if you're watching, you've got a vested interest somewhere, somehow. So tell us who, what, and where you're watching from. We've got 2 Leeds Beckett teams coming up, so if you're of the Leeds Beckett persuasion, you've got plenty to keep an eye out for here in lane 0 and lanes 5. Stirling are in there, Leeds University, East Anglia, Manchester, Liverpool, Bristol, Birmingham, Swansea. It's all happening, and it's happening here in Sheffield. Swansea, the best qualifier in this heat, 1:29.2 is the time they qualified with. The best time in the event is Loughborough. We'll see them in the 4th and final heat of the event. 1:27.9 is what they've been able to qualify with. But look at this from Swansea. Those purple caps are flying down the centre. Really leading the charge here. Those arms are going 10 to the dozen. And at the halfway point, it's Leeds Beckett leading the way in lane 5. the purple cap of Leeds Beckett. It's Swansea in lane 4. They are very much swallowing up the Leeds Beckett bubbles right now. It's getting pretty close in lanes 2 and 3 as well. Stirling 3 and Birmingham 2. Julie Cox is supporting Leeds, the Middlewich family watching on and cheering at the live stream. Leeds Beckett in lane 5 doing well. Leeds University are in lane 7 and just coming onto your picture. But Leeds Beckett will reign supreme. 1:31.04. Big Leeds Beckett contingent in purple in the crowd. Enjoy what they saw there. Swansea second, Birmingham third. Well, that was jolly good fun, and that was a really impressive Leeds Beckett performance. Adam's been in touch, up the John Moores, he says. Liverpool John Moores were in that first heat of this event, and we'll see plenty of their swimmers again over the course of the rest of the weekend. So shout-outs from Leeds and Liverpool. Where else can we tick off? As the UK's finest swimming universities come to Sheffield to compete in the latest of this BUCS swimming series. And the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships only ever hotting up as we reach the end of the morning session on day 2. Where in the pool here we have Nottingham in 0, Kings in 1, Derby in 2, Oxford 3, Bath 4, then Stirling are in lanes 5 and 6, Manchester Met in 7, Surrey in 8, Aberdeen in 9. Well, they'll be having a time of it in lanes 5 and 6, the two Stirling teams. Nothing to separate them so far. Say that, but they've been wedged apart by Bath and Manchester Met. That is how close it is out there. Bath, though, with the best of the changeovers. That was a really good changeover, because look at that, they've almost got a body in front here. Really strong 50 metres to set them up for the anchor leg. Stirling now in second and third. Is that going to flip over? Because Stirling 2 are leading Stirling 1, but it is Bath that are leading the pair of them into the home straight, into the red zone, and into the wall at 1:31.32. Stirling get the 2-3. Well, they're happy with that. Look at lane 6 there. Buzzing. Well, it's been a great event, and we've got one more race where that came from. So we're going to mark your card for later. It's pretty much the same schedule, just more races. Starts at 12:10. Be with us on the live stream for session 3B. We'll be in the South Pool again for all the men's action, where we'll have a ton load of heats for the 100 free, 23 in all, should I say. Then got the 50 fly, 18 heats of that, the 100 breast, where we'll have 10 of those. The 200 back then thins down to 3 heats, and then more relays, and an 800 free to chuck in as well. So much to come. And, well, really, it is that midday session that can take its toll on some, but for others they thrive. And in the end, it's all about great swimming, really good times, and plenty of self-achievement by the end of the weekend. Look at this then. Bath in lane 0, Sheffield Hallam in lane 1, Warwick in lane 2, Sheffield Hallam in lane 3, Loughborough in 4, Edinburgh 5, Birmingham 6, St Andrews 7, Durham 8, Aberdeen in 9. Well, there's like a magnetic field in the central lanes during this event. So hard to separate a lot of the leading lights. Edinburgh, Loughborough, Sheffield Hallam, Birmingham and Warwick in this case. But you can just see the head poking in front there of Loughborough in lane 4. And it looks like, if they can hold on, that this will be enough for them, because Sheffield Hallam are fighting tooth and nail to bite back, but it'll be too little too late, because Loughborough will win it. Sheffield Hallam second, Warwick in third. The front three separated by less than a second. Birmingham within a second behind as well in fourth. And that was some way to conclude the morning session. Just like that, Bosch, an hour and done. First session of day 2 here at the BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships in Sheffield. More action to come as the day goes on for sure. You will be aware by now that at 12:10 we'll have the midday session. You will want to join us for that, I know you will. And then it's at 4:30 where we go on to the finals this afternoon. 2 hours of thrills and success at these BUCS Short Course Swimming Championships coming up later on. But we will see you at 12:10 on the live stream. Thank you very much for your messages and your company. But from me, Jonathan Bell from Sheffield, at the end of this morning session on day 2. Until lunchtime, it's goodbye for now.
Glasses of milk for everyone all around afterwards, I think, and you should be milking every moment, and that's what we're going to introduce. Milk Every Moment, a new campaign to help students understand the benefit of milk on their sporting performance. An affordable, natural, versatile and widely available choice after exercise. Milk provides a whole host of nutrients, vitamins and minerals to help fuel your workouts. A great option if you are on a budget.
What's your favourite recipe to make using milk?
Mac and cheese. I was going to go with strawberry milk. Pancakes.
Yeah. Nice.
With that in mind, let's talk about milk, and BUCS being proud to promote the Milk Every Moment campaign.
Milk provides high quality protein which helps support muscle growth and repair, and B vitamins to assist with energy release. A glass of milk is great for refueling and repairing those tired muscles after a physical match.
Overall, population of section 3A, 1.35